I've gotten messages sent to me. Shannon's trying to cook. Or what are you doing right now? Can you please
Shannon's on live and she mentioned this.
เอาดี
TikTok is gonna ban you for TikTok. Oh, that's good. Lena, Lena snitches with no shame, as she should.
Wait, Shannon, you said you caught up to. I don't need to send a message. Do I need to send a message, or did you catch up to where we were?
You might want to just put in the.
I'll put it in Insta.
Yeah. They could snitch that we're live. Oh, okay. Well, if you really need to find us, you tend to check here and jump in and talk to us anyway.
I wish it was public info.
I know. But yeah, guys, there's like important events coming up. This fall is going to be chock full of stuff.
A lot.
A little bit of a. This is just me. I feel like July was kind of a break, and now I feel like we're off to the races again.
Sorry, I'm typing, guys. Talk, Sarah, talk.
I'm sorry. So got you. I got the notification about your typing, and I was like, okay, it wasn't the same thing we were thinking. Your birthday in months? Oh, you thought July was exhausting? I thought July was like not exhausting. I thought it was actually kind of a break.
Yeah, it was super chill.
And now things are really picking up, which I knew would happen. Yeah, Dunks. Well, that happens a lot. Once they finish their final project in their 4th year or whatever. He will finish his internship, his final internship, which means once it's over, he's technically done and has his degree in March. But he will not graduate until November. So
Bilkin graduated January 2022. His graduate, but COVID was part of it. His graduation is November this year. That's a long time.
A long time.
And did I tell you? It's another thing. But I was like,
bye, Shannon.
They say it's dangerous.
Barry, don't distract me right now.
Read, I sent it. I put it on Insta, Shannon.
Her ankle, she said she iced it. Now it hurts. And I'm like, yeah, because the swelling is gone.
You need to keep going. You have to do it for a while, on and off, on and off. And don't put weight on it. Is she gone already? Oh,
the struggle is if the boys need something, she's going to have to get up and do things. It's a Saturday.
Get a brace. She needs a brace. To stop.
Barry, I mean, I want you to send me all the things. It's just.
It's love yells. This is love yells.
We're concerned about you.
Get an ace bandage, wrap that thing up.
Yeah. We're 2,000 miles from you and we can't do this right now. So we want to help. And this is what we're doing.
What, Lily?
On and off. On and off.
Yes, okay, put on the brace because you can't avoid walking around. So at least the brace will help.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay. Yes, Shannon. Jeez.
Yeah.
Jana, I don't know. Okay. Interesting. Oh, Shannon, then ice your knee as well.
Part of Bilkins was COVID. He said that. It got pushed.
But yeah, no, they can wrap up their degrees and there's a lot of time between the wrap up and the actual graduation because it's a big event. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was saying how I'm sure that frustrated him because he rushed He rushed that last year.
Good.
He graduated early. He finished school in accelerated pace.
Oh. Yeah, but like you could take it off of your ankle and then put it on your knee. And then once your knee is done, you put it back on your ankle. Like it's 15-minute increments, my love.
You need to take some turmeric, put some turmeric in something because that's good for anti-inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe some turmeric.
We love a natural anti-inflammatory.
A little dash of turmeric. I hate you.
Oh,
I hate
sorry,
you.
it took my brain too long to know what you was talking about.
I hate you so much for that.
So funny. That's so funny. It's so real.
It took me a minute, and then I was like, "Oh, she read the message."
Where were they for Mother's Day?
I was like, "Why those days? That's the whole week." Yeah, okay, whatever.
Where were they for Mother's Day?
Oh, I don't know. All I know is PP said just because you can't see it doesn't mean the love's not there.
Okay, well, saying that in the Monday to Wednesday is Monday to Sunday context.
Don't make it dirty. It's just sweet.
Recipe. Yes.
Shannon.
See, even Barry knows. All right, PP. All right.
I mean, they both are pretty messy, honestly. You send it. Oh my God. Good.
Oh, we'll let you send a peach.
Hey, they got to pay royalties for those songs, y'all. If they actually perform them. Back to back, the fury, the picture.
Oh.
We feel. Wait, huh? 90s couples. What does that mean? You lost me, Lena. Catch me up.
Kelly's like, I lived through the 90s. Yeah. What are you talking about?
I know what you're talking about, Shannon.
Yes.
I thought you had to leave. She won't let me have sweet romance. She makes it dirty.
Well,
I know.
They can have both. It's a duality, Kelly. It's a duality.
You see.
Oh,
speaking of, I think Bilkin's the one person that thinks PP has peaches. And that's love, guys.
Let him have his.
He's seeing a different cake than the rest of us. It's true.
Kelly, it can be a single layer sheet cake and it's fine. Some people are into that. Some people are into a single layer sheet cake, Kelly.
He really acts like there's a whole lot going on. Good for him. Whatever makes you happy. Bye.
Bye. And then others like Earth, they like a triple decker.
And rabbits, there's so many Earth grabbing.
Yeah, that's why. I'm gonna. Oh, that's cute. Hi, Emmy. Even though you don't know me, it's fine. That when people send me like the Earth grabbing mixes butt stuff.
Oh, that sounded wrong. Let me just say it like that.
I'm sorry. When that happens, I'm always just like, yeah, he does this all the time, guys.
Yeah. There's so many.
All the time. There are so many pictures and videos for years. No, it's not a slap. It's a grab.
It's a whole long.
Always a grab.
There's you do not let just anybody do that.
Like in early days, Earth Mix fans caught it as they walked down a hallway in the GMMTV building. They're walking and like Mix pushes his hand away and like giggles. So this is normal. It's so normal. I'm just like not bothered by it. I get, hey, but I don't want to yuck your yum. If you're new and you're like, oh my gosh, that's great. Be excited. I'm just like, this is typical.
Maybe it's in front of the cameras, off camera. Like I'm looking at now. I'm like, this is a weird thing. I'm like comparing their approach to their affection for that area, because Bilkins is more of like a guiding, or his hand when he's like, his hand does not always go for the back. 9 times out of 10, it's going somewhere else, and then he's like, oh, in public, back.
Yep.
There's literally one from the last event where they're on stage and he's going to turn PP around and his hand goes, whoops. He's going right there and he goes, whoops.
It's giving 16 candles, hand in the back pocket a little bit.
Yes. I think that's who they are. They are very much a hand in the pocket kind of.
Yes.
That's where his hand 9 times out of 10 would prefer to be.
Earth and Mix are not that, but Bilkin and PPR.
Yes. No, Earth is full on grab. He knew where he was. He did not. Because you can always tell when he looks back when he gives us the eye. He will give us an eye like, do you see that? You can't do that. That is his. Yes, I am. Let your children be your children. Wait, was that your child who said that, or your friend?
Your friend.
I
have a feeling her friend would have found it more understanding if Emmy had it, but was taking it, but no. Mid-fight, you're acting like a child.
I stand with Elliot.
Yes, Elliot. Oh my God. 10 out of 10, buddy. 10 out of 10. She's okay.
Right, Barry?
God, Emmy's so your child. It's so
very
funny.
much your child. But
then Elliot is also your child, because that's another part of you. Because you would say something like that at the same time. So perfect. Anyway,
Barry, I feel like we always talk about the comparison of Earth Mix and Bilkin PP, and I feel like they both kind of get a thrill off of showing off without identifying.
I agree with that. I would say they are very proud of who they are partnered with. Let me say it that way. I'm going to phrase it that way. They're very proud of who they're partnered with, and they want everybody to know it. Which, I mean, at least I'll speak strictly for Earth. It helps that he has had friends of theirs or actors in the company trying to flirt with Mix, and Earth is just like, but I get to be with him. That's, Boom has been out here for years on socials and other places trying to get Mix to talk to him. Is how I'm going to phrase that. And it's not worked. Mix shuts him down in the most hilarious ways. It is actually funny.
What was I going to say? To somebody, for Bilkin and PB, if you weren't meant to see it, you wouldn't see it.
Hold on one second.
They're locked down so tight that it takes a lot for anything to get leaked to you. So they're perfectly, you don't got to scroll. they their hidden stuff is pretty hidden. I don't think it would. I think it would get taken down honestly by even the fans. Even when the fans post stuff that everyone's like, maybe we shouldn't post this, then it all gets taken down. So they're pretty very tightly policed compared to other couples, I think. But they can't play with the flirting stuff. I don't. They've evolved, but I don't think they've evolved that much.
Why is she
And, and case in point, that whole Tiffany event. That the whole Tiffany event was a lot, and it was really fun to see PP be very territorial. I don't think we get to see that often. Exactly, exactly. Well, flirting with each other, I'm talking about other people flirting with them. Does not go well. It's freaking me out. Sarah keeps coming back and forth. That event was
My best friend is texting me, and she got into an account that I have the two-step verification for.
Ah, that I learned a lot about them at that Tiffany event. I was like, oh, I have never seen PP show that side, and so now I get things make more sense. And there was an interview that Bilkin said where he was talking about how he used to be a really jealous person and he had to work on his jealousy. And it was Woody. And then Woody was like, well, what did your partner feel? And he just started laughing. He said, my partner's jealous too. Just as jealous of me, if not worse. And I was like, Tiffany event, got it. Because that was, oh, doggies. I do not ever want to be on the receiving end of that.
It heralds back to the theory we have for why Bilkin and PP are not friends with Earth and Mix.
We can tell them that. It's not a secret. We found an old it was
video of
video.
when Mix was doing Cute Chef Thailand, he did an event with Bilkin, and they were kind of they were kind of paired up in the activity, and they're both very like outgoing when they're on mode, kind of flirty individuals, and
physical people, both very physical,
yes,
handsy people.
And Bilkin and PP were not necessarily in the greatest place when that event occurred, nor were Earth and Mix. And so, but there's video footage of them getting along really well. And PP's very jealous and territorial.
I think that got shut down.
And as someone pointed out to me recently, that someone being Twixt, and she's right, I had just not considered put this into the equation because I was thinking so heavily about Bilkin and PP. Earth is very territorial and jealous as well. So I think Earth and PP have been like, no, immediately no, just nope. And it's like, but you are so settled. Just be friends.
I need to see that interaction to see if PP goes full on Tiffany on Mix. I need to see because Mix is formidable. So
and it was so light, and I want to see what Earth would be like around Bilkin. I want to see it so bad. I want to see it so bad.
I just need it. I need it.
Bilkin would be totally normal. It would be so normal. And I think PP and Earth would be the ones like we would have to watch.
It makes zero sense that we haven't seen this yet. Because all of them are all friends with all of the other ones. How have we not seen them? How have
like,
they not been together?
They're like close friends. Okay, so PP and Bilkin are besties. PP and Gun are besties. No, Off and Gun are besties with PP and Bilkin. But Off and Gun are also close with Earth and Mix.
Right.
So I'm like, can't we just make friends this way? Because everybody's settled. IEC, what was the Safe House clip that came across your feed where Mix says Neo is the most handsome?
They were so messy.
Actually, I shouldn't say that it's just Earth, because we witnessed Mix to Neo super hard with that stuffed
Yeah.
dragon when he got a kiss from Earth. Yeah.
I think PP felt it was entertaining to watch. PP, Bilkin has worked on it.
Goji.
Sometimes I would like get nervous with Bilkin when he's like in that mode, like I would back all the way up if I were you. So it's not so fun when Bilkin goes.
Yeah. Well, it's not fun for others when Mix gets jealous because Rachel's right. He has bit Goji before.
Oh, that's right. I remember I saw that. Yep.
And then, got Neo real good with the dragon. And he has done some of this to some others as well. Like First and Pow and some others.
Bilkin has gotten a lot better because he said he worked on it. But I will tell you, the last time I saw a glimpse of his true, like, you better back up nature is that the first Lays live they did with Tay, Gunn, and Do. And Gunn, PP knew what he was doing. PP knew what he was doing. Absolutely. Everybody's like, oh, Tay and PP flirting. And I'm like, Bilkin came for him. And if you watch the dynamics of that moment, because Tay was like, oh, snap, I triggered that part. I better stop. And then you just see PP calm. He does not flinch. And then he just looks at Bilkin and he's like, don't do that. Like, calm down now, okay? And then, boom, Bilkin like completely deflates and chills out and is a goofball the rest of the show. But that instinctual, you better back up.
Yeah.
And I will say, we say it's jealousy, also it's protection. I think it's a twofold.
It's very, there's, yes, for all of them. No, yeah. What was I going to say? Oh, I want to be clear though about Earth Mix and Goji. Goji is to Earth Mix what Jenny is to Off Gun in a lot of ways. She's been there for a lot of their stuff. You'll find that, she and Jenny, they'll both MC a lot of things, and they tend to MC the same pairs. And I don't know how they decide who gets who, but Goji is almost always their MC if they're going to have it's Goji and Ren are both like their Earth Mix's MCs for things and interviewers and stuff. So Mix does those things to Goji because he's close to her and he feels comfortable and safe enough to do so. If he didn't, he wouldn't, as we've seen on like School Rangers with certain people where he will just ignore you. He will literally act like you don't exist. So, God, I love him.
Mix and PP and Earth and Bilkin are written in the same font, and I just feel like they would be so highly entertaining.
Absolutely.
Maybe one
I want
day.
it so freaking bad. And what's interesting is the reason I know that M is, I don't think M's here anymore, but I know that M said she's not super watching Gemini and Fourth, but part of the reason I'm watching Gemini and Fourth so intensely is because of how Bilkin, PP, and Earth Mix coded they are. Mm-hmm. If they're not acting like Bilkin and PP, they're acting like Earth Mix. And they sometimes have some off gun thrown in there too, but like it's...
I'm sorry, they're talking about...
I know. I'm purposefully not saying it out loud. But, and then on top of that, on top of that, they also have their own energy and vibe. And so I'm watching them very closely for a lot of reasons. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say the thing. I'm going to say the thing to our 48 closest friends. Gemini and Fourth, I feel like I'm watching early days Bilkin and PP or Earth and Mix. I feel like I'm watching them I feel like I'm watching them find their footing with one another. Mm-hmm. And figuring out how to establish whatever relationship is going to take place between them. And I feel like we're getting an insight to relationships that took place off screen, but we're seeing it on screen. It's just, I don't know how to explain it beyond that. It's just interesting.
I will say hypothetically, some of the trajectory we've witnessed is Jim and I going, I don't believe you. You don't mean that, to wait, I think he means that, to wait, what do I do with that?
Yeah.
To wait, now what? they're like, I don't think he doesn't believe it anymore, which has been really interesting to watch.
But what's now interesting is we're watching Fourth do the same thing.
Yeah.
Fourth is going, oh, I've been in this alone for a very long time. And now he's going, he doesn't, does he? I don't know. And he's got Mark and Satang going back. I'm going to put the phone as far back from me as yes, that's what's happening. You got them like in the background being like, please open your eyes. Just say words. You even got Prom going in there being like, so hypothetically, if I had a friend who liked another friend, and I'm like, Jesus.
I think IEC, I think he can be, but I don't think he is when it comes to Jim and I think, but all of them, it's that mix. To be fair, all of them, there's always a mix of, I know I'm on, I know cameras are on me, but also there's this real and not, it's all mixed up together.
Yeah. Yes, it very much is. And I also want to say the hard part that is different with them than it ever was with, well, not ever was with Earth Mix necessarily, but different for them from Earth Mix and Bilkin and PP is that they have an established friendship that they've had for 3 years now. Actually 4 years, because they're both almost 19. Well, Gemini is 19, but Fourth is almost 19. They've been friends for 4 years. And we are hypothetically, watching their relationship shift into something else. And that's a hard transition.
Okay.
Because that's a hard transition to go from friends to they're business partners now. And then there's possibly other things.
I was like, how's that different? But those other ones were never just friends. Sorry. Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. There was always a little bit more happening there. But
one of the things I always lean back on that PP constantly says in his interviews is, I don't date my friends. Friends are friends.
Well, and then you've got Bilkin's weird comment of like, he's my life friend.
He's everything. He's my friend. He's my family. He's my confidant. There's just not a word. There's never a word. He's special. He's special. He's special. There's no words. The word doesn't define it.
He's my masterpiece.
He's my masterpiece.
God help me.
He writes a paragraph to describe.
The cute aggression really pops out when we start talking about like what they are to one another. Don't even get me started on Earth and Mix have said about one another. But I do feel like we're watching that happen in real time with Gemini and Fourth. We're watching this weird transition of like, what are we? What is happening here? And it has very much been, I think for Fourth, it's very much been one-sided for a while. Gemini has not been, not that Gemini didn't, but that Gemini has not been fully cognizant of what's really occurring for a while. And now he's like, oh.
I think Gemini is different. And I think people had a hard time warming up to him in the beginning because of it, because he's very blunt and he fully understands what this is. And he doesn't shy around talking about like when he yells, ship it and stuff like that. It's adorable to me. Wait, oh gosh, you guys are talking too much now.
No, but it's like Barry's right. The way Bilkin talks about PP is how Fourth talks about Gemini, and we're starting, and that's what we saw in the concert, which is what I need to jump into. Is now we're starting to see Gemini say the same kind of things about Fourth.
Yes, child, that's what I was trying to say.
And that's a lot. That's a lot. And what you will find that is similar between all three of the pairings is that they do not, none of them, not, I don't say that way. Each of those pairings has at least one person who's not necessarily the best at fan service.
Same, Lena.
Fourth is excellent at fan service.
Yeah.
Gemini is not.
Gemini doesn't like it, like Tao said. Gemini, or it's not even that he doesn't
Gemini
like. He
can't
just
switch.
he doesn't.
cannot-
He gets irritated when something's not real. Like
Yeah.
he'll just be like, "Stop it! I know you don't." Because especially this, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna Sarah. If you're saying something he wants to be real in a
It's
context
not like that.
in front of an audience,
It's not like that.
then he has to decipher it. It's confusing, and he doesn't like it. So don't say that thing that he's wanting you to actually say in context of fan service, because that upsets him. And then he's just gonna say, "I know that's not real." He needs to like make it clear. I know you don't mean that. I know
Every
it's not
time-
real. Everybody ship it, and
Yes.
then he goes into his ship it routine.
Every time Fourth has asked him to be his boyfriend on a stage or in an interview, that the whole interview where they talked about how Fourth was that he said he's like, will you be my boyfriend? And Gemini literally responded, he didn't overdo it like he does on stage sometimes, but he looked at it and he was like, I know that that's not real. And then he just went back to what he was doing. But like you could kind of, what was funny is you kind of saw Fourth's face just kind of, he went into his like fake smile thing that he does. And I was like, oh boy, they have things to talk about.
Yeah, he doesn't like it when that stuff is said in front of an audience that's not said in private, because he knows that's not a real thing, and it doesn't work for him. And they're like we've talked about, it's just this generation doesn't have tolerance for some of that stuff, specifically Gemini. He's just like, we cannot.
Rachel brings up a really good point in that whole video that Twix translated where Earth is talking about sincerity. I know I sound ridiculous to some people when I talk about the family dynamic stuff, but it goes back to like rainbow family, found family stuff. The LOL FanFest boys have found themselves a found family situation. And when I say that Earth and Mix genuinely are raising Gemini and Fourth in the GMMTV building, I mean that so seriously. And I truly believe that is where Gemini and Fourth get their feeling of they need to be sincere. There's a sincerity to Gemini and Fourth that I see that reminds me of Earth and Mix. A lot of it comes from Gemini, but I'm started seeing it from Fourth too, where Fourth is like, oh, I can actually like not have to play up fan service stuff, and I can just do what I normally do, and people like it.
When Earth said that, it made me think of two BKPP things. The one I did the video on where they were doing the CareMate Live, and he's upset PP because he didn't say beautiful things to PP, and he went, I thought we were doing a fan project, which to me I was like, thank you. It put in words everything I've been trying to say about how you guys are. Because he was like, oh, this wasn't real in my mind when we're doing fan projects. It's not real. But then also recently, people were like joking. They kept saying it was Pee-Pee's hand in the book. And I thought it was Pee-Pee's hand in the book. But he talked about it, and he was like, no, it's a stand-in. And two things caught me though, because he said stand-in. He said Pee-Pee would be too busy. And the thing he said is, I don't want to lie to you. So I don't think that's Pee-Pee's hand in the book, but it 100%, but it doesn't matter because
got
he
a hand
knew
that looks exactly like Pee-Pee's
worse.
hand.
It's worse. To me, we have not talked about this. To me, it's worse. He went and found a hand that looks like Pee-Pee's hand
Like
to make
Pee-Pee's
sure
hand.
we would think it was Pee-Pee in the book. And he literally said stand in. It was a stand in because Pee-Pee would be too busy. But also he said, and it was very clear, I don't want to lie to you. I know you think it's his hand, but I don't want to lie to you. It's not his hand. That's why I completely believe him, because he's very much in that sense of, I don't want to lie to you guys. I'm not going to lead you on. He does not like fan service. He does not like lying.
That's very Bilkin though, because he's always been like, this is fan service, and then he does the fan service and you're like, oh my God.
Because he doesn't deny that the hand is identical to Pee-Pee's hand.
Yeah.
He's just
Oh my
letting us
God.
know it's not actually PP's hand. It's
You know
someone
what it
else.
makes me think about? It makes me think of the Earth Mix Space episode 1 when Earth goes, Mix slept in another bed last night, so I have to go wake him up, and we're like, why did you have to add that detail? Does he normally sleep in the same bed as you? The answer is yes, he does.
Oh no.
Yeah, hilarious, but also PP would no, but like for pictures maybe, but no.
You guys, I have not done a thing on that freaking photo book. It is stupid. The hand is stupid. It's a suited hand in every scene, and then he has a breakdown of a relationship and what it means, and there are clear pointers to their stuff. Like, I'm going to do a video that takes the thing he says in the book and shows what they've done, the thing he says in the book, and like, I'm putting that together.
Did you buy the book?
I was too late. I went to try to buy it. I was too late. The pre-order's done. It's beautiful though.
Maybe it'll resurface at some point, or you can maybe find it on eBay or something.
Somebody
I don't
might
know.
resell it. Yeah. So I'm keeping my eyes open, but yeah, it just in the thing he has. I showed y'all the freaking video, and I know they take video of each other. They did it when they were younger. Like, everything that is their relationship is in this album thing. What is it called? The box,
Photo book?
whatever. It's not just the photo book. It's the whole album packaging, everything in there. All of it is just them. The whole thing. Which also might be why PP is Jim Dunking. It might be why PP is beaming on when somebody puts a whole thing about you together, writes a whole album and dedicates every bit of it to you. Like, good God. It's exhausting.
My brain is doing that thing where I just want to keep talking about Jim Forth, but I feel like I'm going to be obnoxious if I keep talking about Jim Forth.
We could talk about both. I don't want you to not talk about them, but I may stray away from them as well.
Well, but you and I do that. That's our thing.
Yes,
is that we
that's
both
what
have
it is.
our pairings that we're just like, we got to talk about it.
Yes.
I just,
Also do it. So do it.
I think with the Jim Forth stuff, it's just that like, I'm noticing that as they get older, things are shifting regardless. And that's why I keep seeing more Bilk Earthmix coded things from them. Is the older they get, the more they shift into those things, those relationship types. And I'm like, that's what I find interesting. They're not falling into like a Tenu pattern. They're not falling into like one of the ones where, but they're falling into like the ones that we remain highly suspicious of. I
do. So someone was saying, this is along the lines of what you're saying. Someone was saying I would get confused between my character and myself, but they knew each other before they were the characters. So I think that's their relationship was built prior to them playing in these roles. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely, it was.
Yeah.
They met when they were 15. Okay, this is for anybody who doesn't know. Does anybody here? Because otherwise I won't say it. if nobody here is like confused about their origins, then I'll just like keep my mouth shut. We have
You gotta take her.
Okay, there we go. What's up, Zakia? Okay, so
I need to get water.
yeah. Oh, look at them. Okay, so they did a competition show because GMMTV does like audition shows and things like that. So they did an audition with audition competition show thing with GMMTV when they were 15, when both of them were 15. They did it with Satang and Ford as well. None of them, as far as we know, none of them knew each other prior to that.
Who's the girl? It's the girl too. She performed with them today. I don't know her name. Earn, that's who. Thank you.
Earn did? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they did the competition. Fourth won. Gemini was focused on music. And so they all entered the company. Thailand School Stars. Thank you, everybody. Looking out.
Hey, look at y'all.
I never remember the name. I always remember it was a competition show. I never remember the name of it. Favorite part of the concert was them reenacting performances.
So cute.
Yeah.
I love that they
I love
included
that
all
stuff.
of them too. I thought it was really sweet and sentimental.
Santa, see, I want Santa to be friends with them. So that's a whole. Don't distract me. Okay, so they did the competition show. Gemini was focused on music. That's where we kind of thought that was heading, and so was Ford. And but they've been in the company for a few years. If you look back on outings, they are in pictures. Like Barry just sent me a picture, or no, just posted a picture of Off from an outing from like a year or two ago. And I was like, Barry, did you notice who was in the background of that picture? It was Fourth. It was baby Fourth. He was really cute. Anyway, they were building them up and like having them do acting classes and all these things. Fourth was in F4.
I'm changing my pictures because I'm afraid that's going to get me in trouble.
Yeah, that's made me nervous when you disappeared to the water. It's like, you don't disappear.
I was like, this may be not my best idea. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so then they told Fourth he was going to be the lead in a BL. They gave him a short list of actors that he could choose from to be his partner, and they were like, choose one. And I'm pretty sure, and my pretty sure is a good like 94% sure that Gemini was not on that list. But Fourth was like, I want to work with Gemini. Can I work with Gemini? I want to work with Gemini. And they checked with Gemini, and Gemini was like, yeah. Gemini was not on the list. I'm right. Okay. Win. All right. Anyway, he was like, I want to work Gemini. Gemini was like, sure. And then they became like the pairing that they set forth for the two of them. So Gemini and Fourth have marinated.
They don't all know, Barry. They don't all know.
They don't all know, though, my love.
Story.
Gemini and Fourth have marinated for a really long time. They technically did. I know that it aired out of. Well, they all auditioned for all the things, but Gemini like. So guys, a lot of the actors who are into music are only actors so it can get them to music.
Yeah,
so
right.
Gemini was auditioning for things because he's trying to get to music. Or Ford specifically he did My School President because he's trying to get to music. It's exactly what Bright did. Bright does not, as from what I have seen, Bright does not want to be an actor. Bright wants to do music. Bright was forced to do acting in order to do music. We're seeing it with Gawain as well. Gawain really wants to do music, but he's acting